What's up guys, Stark here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Sugofest that was announced on Global, which is going to be the Zoro Sugofest. Now, me personally here, I am extremely, I don't know about excited because I know it's going to happen, but I am looking forward to this Sugofest because Zoro is one of, if not my favorite character in One Piece, and I really want him. And he's pretty good too. So it's going to be a 48-hour only Sugofest, and it is going to rate boost all of the new time skip characters, except for Luffy, which I was really hoping it would also have boosted Luffy, but it doesn't, it's not going to be happening. It's not gold only, nothing else is boosted. It's just going to be the new time skip characters and the time skip characters from Luffy's batch, which is actually the characters that were supposed to be in Zoro's batch, so they kind of got switched. And for the longest time I didn't really realize why they did it or thought about it too much, but I think they did it this way because they didn't want Brook and Luffy to come out together, because Brook goes with Luffy really good, so they kind of wanted to split it up to make sure you pulled on both batches, which I guess I could see. But anyway, the last wanted poster is guaranteed to be a 4-star character or better and level 50 with 10 cotton candy for the attack stat. So that's pretty cool. It's not one of the guaranteed time skip characters, which again I don't understand why Bandai doesn't do these things. There's small improvements they could make in order to make more people pull, but what are you gonna do? So level 50 with 10 attack candies. So for me, that last pull is going to probably be fed into a different character instead of shipping it out for Rayleigh points. But the new characters are going to be Zoro, and then as for the legend, of course, and then for the regular 5 stars is going to be Robin, Usopp, Brook, and Chopper. And there was a Chopper in the other batch, is actually a different Chopper. And then that's pretty much it. There are the 3-day 2Y units. Some of them are rated up. So if you need some of those, you can hopefully get them in this Sugofest. I do expect the rates to be pretty good because, the last one with a Star World batch, the rates were insane for the Straw Hat characters, except for Sanji. Sanji always seems to be, at least for me, the one that is very difficult for me to get. It is also slasher rated up for the normal rate ups in Sugofest pulls. So potentially you could get like Shiryu or any other good slasher like Kizaru, Law, Intalk, whatever. Rate ups don't mean anything in this game. So if you want the new Straw Hats, go ahead and pull for that. There's also a Facebook event for this the Sugofest, which I'm going to pull up right here. And now we're just going to take a look at it here, and if you get 5,000 shares, you're going to get 1 free Rare Recruit Tribe, which I believe will happen during Sugofest, and then you'll also get the Evolver set for Zoro, which is pretty nice if you pull him, but I don't expect to do that, despite how many pulls I'm going to do. I won't spoil you guys and tell you, but it's going to be a lot, unless I pull him early, and then I can stop. But at 7,500 shares, we're going to get a 5-color set of Elder Turtles. It's always nice, they give pretty good EXP. And then for goal number 3 at 10,000 shares, we will get 2 free tries at the Rare Recruit. Now, a lot of people would rather get gems instead of the free recruits because then you could potentially do a multi-summon. But, free is free. So you'll at least have 3 yellow pulls to try and get Zoro. Maybe if you have Luffy, you can get that Brook, and then you're pretty set. But yeah, it's a pretty solid event for what it is. I mean, we're probably going to destroy that goals and get those couple of pulls there. So I'm going to jump back into the game, and now I'm going to just go ahead and do a little overview on the new Straw Hats that are coming out. So first up here we have Chopper, who will boost the attack of powerhouse characters by 2.75 times and reduce the crew's recovery to 0. So it's a decent, powerhouse captain, but there are better options. I don't know, he's not the greatest captain effect, but his special will reduce enemies' damage reduction and increase defense duration skills by 3 turns, and then deal 60 times his attack typeless damage to all enemies, which again, is pretty solid. It could be very useful for, you know, those characters that have those defense abilities that he can actually get rid of. But Chopper's main use here is going to be for his Sailor ability, and that is if he has a Strength Orb and you hit a perfect, he will keep that orb. So potentially you could just keep hitting perfects with him and keep having a Strength Orb on Chopper for the entire duration of the battle, which is really cool. He's going to be doing a ton of damage with him, so that's always nice. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting him, but I definitely want him the least out of all of the new characters in this batch. So then moving on here to Robin, she will boost the attack of Dex and side characters by 2.25 and the recovery by 1.5. So this is kind of Bandai trying once again to bring out a decent multi-class character, or multi-type. I always get them mixed up, but for some reason they have a fascination with side characters. But it is Dex and Sai this time. It's not Quick and Sai, which is what they usually go with. But Dex and Sai is pretty nice. And then for her Sailor ability, she will reduce the duration of blindness by 3 turns, which could always be nice. Blindness is such an annoying gimmick in this game, so getting rid of it is always nice. And then for her special, she will reduce the spare duration by 3 turns and boost the attack of Dex and side characters by 2 times for 1 turn. So she's going to be seeing a lot of play on Dex and Quick Teams because that special is just insane. And it maxed out at 16 turns, which is a little high, but it's still really nice. Definitely very, very usable, and I definitely want to get her. So moving on here, we have Goose Up next, who's going to boost the attack of shooter characters by 2.25 and the recovery by 1.5. You know, again, that's really not too special as a captain effect, but you're not really going to be using Usopp for his captain ability anyway. So, you know, if you really, really need, you know, a shooter captain, I guess you could use him here, but there are plenty of other options, including free-to-play options that you could use. But for his Sailor ability, when his HP is below 30% at the start of the turn, he will boost the attack and recovery of shooter characters by 100. Again, that's nothing special, but, you know, it's a nice little boost that could help you potentially do a little bit of extra damage. But his special here is going to deal 10 hits of 2,000 fixed damage to random enemies, which right there is going to be pretty good. Like 2,000 hits, or not 2,000 hits, 10 hits of 2,000 fixed damage, not just regular damage. So you're gonna see a lot of uses for him just for that fixed damage alone. But if the enemy has delay protection at the time the special was activated, he'll boost the attack of shooter characters by 1.75 and amplify the effect of orbs for shooter characters by 1.75. So right there you have a class booster and an orb booster mixed into one, and it's a 1.75 boost for 1 turn. So you're going to be doing a pretty good amount of damage with Usopp there. So I'm definitely going to try and pick him up. And he does max at 14 turns, which is really nice. So you could, you know, just throw him in on a shooter team, and you could still keep Zephyr in there. You could still keep Frankie in there. It's just going to give you an extra turn, potentially for like Coliseums and things like that, where you can just, you know, nuke the character. But, you know, you do have to have that delay protection. I believe that is like a condition for it to actually work. But, you know, nowadays everything has delay protection, so you shouldn't have any issues with it. But it's just a fantastic special. So I'm definitely trying to pick him up. But he's only second on the list of normal Straw Hat characters that I want to pick up, because Brook steals the show here. He is going to, for his captain effect, he's going to boost the chain multiplier by 2.5 and protects from defeat as long as your HP is above 50%. So that's kind of like, you know, the last part's kind of like a standard Brook thing here, but he is kind of like a mini Rayleigh with the 2.5 chain multiplier. And his Sailor ability will completely release Paralysis on his character. So that is awesome. Paralysis is right up there with Blindness as a really, really annoying gimmick in the game. But his special ability is where he shines, and he's going to delay all enemies by 1 turn, and he will boost the attack of slasher characters and free spirit characters by 1.75 for 1 turn. So you can just throw him onto tons of different teams, including time skip Luffy teams, which is where he's gonna probably be used the most. And he's just gonna be doing work. He gets that delay out and that 1.75 boost. So, you know, if you have Sabo, you might not be using Brook that much, but Sabo doesn't delay and Brook does. So you could potentially swap out one for the other if you need it. And you know, he is a slasher too, so you could potentially throw him on to Zoro teams if you want and get an extra slasher character boost. I'm just saying, it's pretty good. Looks really good, and I'm definitely trying to get him. If I pull Luffy, I'm gonna try not to jinx myself, but I'm gonna try and just keep pulling until I get Brook. Hopefully I'll get him pretty quickly, but this batch of characters is really good, and I do suggest pulling. And then that leaves us with one character left, and that's going to be Zoro himself, the legend of this batch, and he is a beast, an absolute beast. I really want to get him, and like I said, I don't want to spoil you guys, because I don't even know how many pulls I'm doing, but Zoro, I really want him. Anyway, so he is going to, for his captain effect, if you have 5 or more slashers on your crew, you will boost the attack of slashers by 2.5 and their HP by 1.5. So right there is a pretty good captain effect alone. You get the HP boost and the 2.5 boost. But if you defeat an enemy on the previous turn, your slasher characters will get a 3 times attack boost instead. So it's kind of like Aokiji Legend, where you have to kill a character to get an attack boost. But even if you don't kill a character, you still get a 2.5 attack boost. So he's just going to be doing constant damage. And it makes stalling easier because you still have an attack boost. So it's gonna be really good. He can clear tons of endgame content. I just cannot wait to get my hands on him. He doesn't have a sailor ability like all the legends, but his special effect will deal 60 times the character's attack in typeless damage to all enemies. And if Zoro is your captain, he will boost the attack of your slasher characters by 2 times for 1 turn. If he is not your captain, he will boost the attack of slasher characters by 1.75 for 1 turn. So you know, you don't get that multiple turn boost like you would for 3-day 2Y Zoro, but if he's your captain, you're gonna get that 2 times boost instead of a 1.75. So that's just gonna, you know, up the damage insanely. And if you're doing that on a, like after you kill an enemy where you get that 3 times attack boost, it's gonna be crazy damage. And you know, it's just insane amount of damage. And at a 16 turn cooldown, you know, Zoro's just a beast. That's all I can really say about it. He's just so good, and I really hope I can, you know, pull it off and get him my first ever banner unit. You know, so that's pretty much it here for the raid ups. You know, I covered all the new characters. The entire batch is really good. So you know, it is slasher raid up. I don't need too many slashes, but I'm really hoping I can pick up Zoro. Of course, if I pick up Zoro, then I need to worry about getting Kizaru and Intalk, but you know, we'll worry about Zoro first, and then we'll pick up the other 2 guys later. Hopefully. I would really love to get Zoro and or Luffy in this Sugofest. But that, you know, that's it, guys. You know, I'm just gonna, you know, end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was somewhat helpful, and my recommendation is, you know, definitely pull for these guys because they are very good, and the raid ups will probably be pretty high for them. But you know, let me know if you guys are gonna pull. If not, maybe you're gonna save them for a different Sugofest. Let me know what you're gonna do, guys. I'm always curious to see what you guys are gonna do, and I'll see you guys next time.